I've been thinking a lot recently about what separates the best players in the world from just very good tennis players, because I do think there is quite a big difference. And this thought kind of originated a few weeks ago when I went to sign in for a Futures event in Roehampton. I was there with a few other guys. We signed in as an alternate.
Production, you gonna get in? No.
And I basically just got to spend the whole day there watching the qualifying matches. The level was really high. Some guys that used to be like top 500, 300 in the world were in qualies. And I posted a short video yesterday, kind of going into this a little bit, talking about my experience. And one of the things I said was how when I looked across all the courts, I couldn't really see much of a difference between the players. It was only when you really started watching in a lot of detail with the matches where you could kind of like see the ones who were progressing further throughout the tournament, the ones who looked a little bit more comfortable on the big points compared to some of the other ones. And there wasn't really like a big difference of technique or anything like that, and it was all in those small details. So I just kind of want to spend this video talking about that, and yeah, and just talking about the feedback I got, because I posted a question yesterday on my Instagram about what other people thought the difference was between the best players in the world and kind of just like the good players. So yeah, let's dive into it.
Because I need some time.
Now, I have my notebook here with me because I did take my notebook to the tournament and I wanted to do a little bit of statistics on winners versus unforced errors ratio, and specifically winners and forced errors versus the unforced errors. Because I wanted to see what the level was like. Something that I feel like I've let myself down with in recent matches is that I've just made too many unforced errors. I've been trying to go for a lot, and I think that's okay for the first few matches when you're trying to play aggressive, but you got to try and find that balance. And I just wanted some statistics to see where the level was at futures matches, because I kind of have an idea for where it is at the top of the game. Obviously you can watch it on TV, but it's quite hard to do that for futures and that sort of level. So the upshot is across all of the statistics, it was about 50-50. Every winner or forced error they made, there was kind of like an unforced error. So it was kind of like a balance of 1-to-1, which is higher level than juniors. I think if I did it across the board, then it might have been 2-to-1, but this is the level of the match that I charted, and that's kind of the level there. And you may be thinking, well, what was the quality of their ball like? Was it like a slower pace match? And the answer is no. They were absolutely ripping it. They were going hard, fast, taking the ball early. So that's kind of the level that I need to work towards. I'm a little bit off that now. But yeah, that is something that separates the good players from the players who are trying to get to that high level. I then asked myself the question of, is this what really separates those best players in the world from the other players? And I think that there must be something else to separate it. What I realised was that the best players are the ones who were able to really take their game to the next level on those bigger points. They were able to find an extra gear or just be a little bit more clinical or cut out those unforced errors at the bigger stages. And I think that's something that really separates players, because you see a lot of people go through matches, you see the results, you see how they have close matches, there's match tie breaks in first rounds, some people get to the semi-finals by going through 3 sets. So their level from guys that are losing the first round isn't that much of a difference. It's just they're able to execute on those bigger points. And for me personally, I think that is the big difference. I did ask my Instagram as well to see what they thought, and what I found really interesting was that a lot of people were talking about the process, and I'm going to put the answers on the screen now. But people who are able to focus on the process, to stick to their mentality, stick to good mentality, have that edge on everyone else, and I think that's what helps them perform better on those bigger stages. Just going back to the actual day, the small benefit of being an alternate is that you do get to hang out with some other people who are alternates as well, waiting for the whole day. And I got to meet up with someone who was relatively new to the tennis YouTuber world. He's building his channel and growing really fast. I'm going to hand over this video to Lem now, because he's going to give his insight on what he thought about the event and what he thought about the level and what the differences were between those top guys and where we're at the moment.
Hey Cam, thank you very much for having me on your channel. And yeah, I mean, regarding the 30k ITF in Roehampton, it's only my second event, that I've been to, ITF wise, so I'm still soaking in all the information, like booking practice times, signing in, making sure I'm on site all the time, and just observing how people operate. Obviously it's beneficial for me someone who's just walking into the game. So yeah, I mean, level wise throughout the whole event, you get some crazy good players there, but like main draw, there's people a couple hundred ATP ranked, so you have them playing challengers, and some of them even Grand Slams that have just fallen down a little bit in ranking. So the level of competition is really high, and even in in qualifying, you still getting people that were 600 in the world. So the level's really, really good. But yeah, I mean, watching the people and thinking how I can compare my level towards them, I honestly don't think there's a huge difference, because I believe in myself, I believe in my ability, and I think if I don't do that, I don't deserve a place there. I think everyone who's gonna be willing to invest their time, effort, and money into turning up and practicing, every day, because I work really hard off and on court to do this. So if I don't walk in there and believe I can be a part of this level, there's just no point. If you don't have the confidence, you're just gonna get destroyed. So I think looking at the players that are winning matches, I feel like they do, and it's great to see the things they do really well. You can pick up a lot by just watching these guys. I think the people that are winning the matches, they hit such a hard quality ball, and I think the biggest difference between someone who's winning those points is just winning a few more percentage. So it could only be like a slight difference, but the difference is they're making the quality balls a few more times and stringing points together. So one of the matches I observed, I found that if you're serving really well, that might be fine, but if you can't make up for that in an all court game style, so if you can't hit well from the baseline and you can't finish the point by coming to the net when recognizing a weak ball, you've got to move forwards, finish that point. You've got to be able to play well in all areas of the court, not just one. And these guys strike a quality ball and are just so physical and strong on the court. I think you have to prioritize hitting that quality ball and sacrificing maybe a few, but in the grand scheme of things, over games and sets, you'll start to win more points if you can, find your high percentage and your great quality of shot. I think that will benefit you in the long run, especially yourself as a complete player. I think that's what you should aim for and strive for as a player. It's not about winning matches, but if you improve your game as a whole, those wins will come along with it, I think. So yeah, I mean, obviously it was a great event, and it was nice to see and speak to you in particular, but yeah, just a lot of people that are around playing and have been on the tour for a while. So yeah, it was a great opportunity, and yeah, thanks for having me on again.